Hi everyone, welcome back to Football-Oranje. Poland 1, Netherlands 2. A great first win for the Netherlands in Group D at the Euros. It was a little bit last minute. It was a bit tight, but we did it. Abdul, what did you think of the game, and why are you sitting in a car?
Well, we had a gathering for the Oranje fans in Kuwait, so we had to meet in some cafe. I had to run to the car so I can be in the live stream, actually.
I was just putting my live chat while we were holding up a few minutes, but we're
Yeah,
really pleased that we're here now, and
thank you.
it's time to talk about the game, isn't it? Loads of live comments coming in. Please keep that up. I'm sure more people will be joining our live stream as we go on throughout. The last one was very popular. We hope we can keep that up. Of course, if you enjoy these, do get involved in the comments, whether you're watching live or whether you're not, and help us continue to grow. We'll respond to your comments. We'll bring some up on screen too, so let us know your thoughts. So it was quite tense, wasn't it? Like 1-1 for a long time. I was starting to feel like it wasn't going to be our day today. And then all of a sudden, Weghorst, Kimball out of nowhere, and then pops up with the winning goal and takes like just a sting out of everything. Pure relief. And I should have known that it was coming. But the main thing, Abdul, I feel like a win is a win. That is
Yes,
the most important thing today.
yes, we really needed these 3 points. It was supposed to be the easiest 3 points in the group, on paper at least, you know.
Yeah, on paper.
So yeah, we struggled a lot. We wasted so many chances in the first half. We could have finished the match from the first half actually with all the chances we had. The second half, the team did not really perform as good as we did in the first half. But thanks to Weghorst, I've said it before, he does really great when he comes in as a sub.
Yeah.
And yeah, and he did it again and again, and he scored the winner. But there are so many mistakes, so many things to talk about because we cannot really perform like this against France or not even Austria. I think we made so many mistakes today.
I feel like the France game now that we've won this, is a free hit, and we can be a lot more relaxed in that game. I hope I don't feel as nervous in that game as I did with this one today. And it's in a way, it's not making me look forward to later on in the tournament if the Netherlands get that far and these really tense games that I'm sure are going to happen. The first half, there was lots of quality on show just to finish in. I can't believe that our first goal came from a deflection because of all the good chances we had. And then, of course, we concede that goal from a corner, which to make it 1-0 to Poland in the first instance. And there were a few problems there. Of course, we got a goal from a deflection. And then after that, it was just missing chance after chance. And for me, a bit of bad luck. And I don't blame the players for missing those chances. As long as we're creating them, people getting in the right places, it's fine with that. Went a bit quiet in the second half, even though we started lots of the ball. And then we just got what I feel like we deserved. Yes, Poland worked hard, but the Netherlands were better. There were problems, though, and like you said, let's talk about them. Where would you like to start? Shall we start with the
No
Poland
problem.
goal?
Well, I cannot really blame a specific player for Poland goal. I know the Polish attackers are very tall.
Yeah.
Dumfries was tall, but still he missed that one. You know, the attacker scored for Poland. I cannot really blame someone, but I can blame some players for the entire first half and maybe the entire match. And of course, Simmons is the first player to blame. With all due respect, he did not produce anything in this match. I did not see him anywhere, not in our attacks, not in the midfield. He was barely there. I did not even hear his name much in the match. And that was the first problem we had. Veerman today, he was not really as we saw him in the two
I agree,
friendlies. Yeah, today he completely disappeared. That was another problem actually. Depay, he played very well, but he was rushing to finish a
yeah.
ball, and that's why he made so many mistakes not scoring today. He could have scored 2 goals at least with all the chances he got.
So I just want to say, first of all, I agree with all of that. And I want to talk about all of these players. And of course, we'll get people's thoughts on in the live stream. And afterwards, we'll reply to some comments down below. What do you think of some of the individual performances? Let us know. Veerman, yeah, he's like he lost all confidence. We've seen him play better than this for PSV on a big stage in the Champions League. We've seen him play better than this for the Netherlands even. And now that we need him in these big moments, unfortunately, I've just seen a comment actually bring this up. He looked out of his depth, too slow and a defensive liability. Harsh, but partly true in my opinion, that he wasn't what we've seen from him at least. And I don't think it's fair to give a blanket. He can't do it, but today was it just the occasion got to him? Now that he knows that we're relying on him. Anyway, let's talk about the midfield in general. There was him, Reinders, and Schouten. I was going to say, actually, the coverage, the British media was pretty good of the match, and they seemed to know what they were talking about when it comes to Netherlands. You see some things online sometimes, and people don't have a clue. They've not researched it. Like, I wouldn't know what to say about Poland, but talk about the Netherlands, and it seemed that they've done their research for sure. The only thing is, the commentator kept pronouncing Schouten as shooting, and I was like, every time. It's just grating on the ears. But it highlighted to me the amount of times he had the ball anyway, because every time I heard his name wrong, it was annoying. And I kept seeing him do some things well, some things badly. It was as though it was like Van Gaal was right a long time ago, that he is basically somewhat of a Frank de Jong, but not like the full picture. He's like 2/3 of the full de Jong that you get. So Schouten was calm on the ball. He played some safe passes. At times he was putting his body in the right place. He was defensively trying to make the difference, but occasionally he was beaten very easily by Poland players. Should he have brought them down and won a foul? Maybe he was scared of a yellow or red card at points. Could he have been a bit more brave with his passes on the ball? Could Reinders as well? Could he have been braver to bring in the ball forward? We've seen him doing some fantastic dribbles. I don't remember many today where that was the case. And yeah, Veerman was the big one for me. He didn't stand out and made us really miss de Jong and some people that can play around him. Yeah.
Yes, there is a question mark on the entire midfield, actually. Of course, I would say Veerman was the worst of the three, but even Schouten and Reinders, they did not really show us their best. I've seen them I've seen them playing better in many other occasions, and that worries me a little bit, to be honest, for the next match. I mean, the French midfield is not the Polish midfield, so we really need some good players there. I don't know how we're gonna fix that problem. Hopefully it can be fixed somehow. Maybe if we play 5-3-2, maybe by then Reinders can show a better performance, same as Schouten. I think that's why Poland today showed a better performance, because they noticed that our midfield wasn't as strong as it was supposed to be. But still, we played very good in the offense and even the defense. Although there were some spaces where Poland used these spaces for long shots, but I was really happy for Verbrochen performance today. He made very good saves, actually. That's what I can say. So the midfield needs to improve for the next match, definitely.
I did find that we were still able to create lots and lots of chances, and it was very easy on the eye, actually, some of the play, but it came from areas I didn't expect. Natanake got forward really, really well and linked up, and he was responsible for getting the goal in the first half, setting up Hurdy Hatpo in the end, win the ball back. After that, Dumfries was great as always, but he had even more chances than I thought. I thought Poland would have tried to stop his outlet on the right side. They couldn't really. I thought Memphis played well, but like he said, was rushing a lot. Hatpo also responsible for that. And I have to admit, Koeman, when he brought off Hatpo and Memphis, I was worried. I thought, wow, we need a goal and we're bringing these two off. But he was justified. We got the goal, Vekor scored, so you can't really blame him. Frimpong had a few little bright moments. Dumfries was even further up the pitch. Koeman was making changes and actually did impact the game. He was able to do that. So impressive for Koeman there. Maybe people might disagree with me, but I'm sticking up for him here. Maybe because we got the win. But at the end of the day, we had to win the game when we won it. So
yes, there is also another question mark on Gakpo's performance in the second half. He also disappeared. Beside that pass he made for Simmons, where he just kicked it, randomly. Beside that, I did not see Gakpo at all. So I think taking him out was a good idea by Koeman. Memphis, sometimes you can tell the attacker, it's not his day. He was trying so hard to score. He just couldn't score. And maybe that's why Koeman substituted him with Weghorst, who is specialized in scoring right after he comes in, So I'm glad he did that today also.
I feel like it's time to bring in some of these live comments. So I'll bring them up. I'll go over some of the most recent ones. So I had comments talking about, so Chabi today was invisible.
Yes.
We've got our regulars, of course, coming in. Here's some live comments. Hopefully show them all on screen. I think our midfield has less than 20 matches between them. They will work it out. I was expecting Havenberg instead of Gini Wijnaldum. I admit I disagree. I was expecting Wijnaldum. As soon as Vienna got the yellow card, I thought, great, we're going to see Wijnaldum a lot earlier now. And so we did. We had Wijnaldum was a total passenger. As soon as he entered, we played with 10 men. Statham was good. And Ake, man of the match. Yeah, I can't say I agree with that. Disagree with that, really. Storm Shadow said Memphis is very good, but rushed chances. We need Hapo, Memphis, and Marlon up top. Midfield as a whole was timid. Bimon was the worst of that. Okay. Today we showed it. We need a clinical striker. Depay isn't that. Brobbey or Xerxes need to start up top, and Depay can drop back and attack a midfielder. I'd agree if you put Memphis maybe on the left, but then you need Hapo to play as well. Tricky balance for sure. Who else have we heard from? AJ Nick said Memphis touch has to be better. Chris said it's a relief to get the 3 points. It would have been a disaster with a draw.
Yes.
Matthew said Hapo looked great on the left side. Yep, I think he was a constant threat throughout the game. Need him playing, that's for sure. You didn't see the same influence from Xabi Simons, for example. A lot of comments from some similar people, but a couple more here. Alexander says Frimpong must start now. John said tuna breaks in a 3-4-2-1 means no one was able to run in behind. If it's a 3-4-3, then I want to see 3 proper forwards. Hapo, Memphis, Marlon. Push up high. Interesting comment there. Hessian says Xabi Simons looked invisible. Here we are, another comment again, invisible. Hope he doesn't start the next game. And it shows how much he missed De Jong. Finally, Dave said, phew, like all subsector Gini Wijnaldum. Also would rather have De Ligt over De Vrij to start. Do you know, I actually thought that when that goal went in, I thought De Ligt is just an extra big defender to have. De Vrij is very capable, but is he a big, strong defender? That's the only thing I was thinking. James said, problem is Koeman, Van Dijk and De Vrij are world class, but not a good combination. Please let De Ligt in. Let Frimpong replace Xabi. Right, Abdul, your thoughts on any of those comments there?
Well, yeah, it's just like what we said in the beginning. Simons should have not started this match. He did not prove himself in the friendlies, and he did not prove himself today. So there is no reason for Koeman to let him start the next match, really. I would love to see Frimpong instead. And maybe Frimpong is the key, actually, if you want to attack with less attackers and cause some trouble with France, you know. He's the kind of player, he can always confuse any defenders and penetrate any defenders. Yeah, that's what I can say. For the guy who said Nathan Ake was man of the match, I think Nathan Ake was great today, really. I think it was one of his best performances. Yeah, and for the guy who said Wijnaldum did not really produce anything, of course, I was expecting Wijnaldum to come in, but I really wanted Gravenberg to come instead, you know?
Yeah. Gravenberg, I'm sure, has a role to play at this tournament in the next couple of games. The midfield has to be balanced, right? I'm wondering, against France, I'm going to say Daley Blind, but I want him to bear with me. Does he, if we play a back five, does Blind play as one of the 3 central defenders? And in front of that, do you play Schouten and maybe Reinders? A bit of energy, and then you have the front 3, like someone suggested already, which could be, it could be Hapo, Memphis, and then maybe, does it call for Frimpong? I don't know. It's difficult, but I just think against France we're going to have to do something different. I don't think we can play the same lineup, and we will need a few tactical tweaks. But Blink could just bring a bit more on the ball with picking out some passes. That's the only thing that we can agree on. I think he does bring positively. It could be something to bring in.
Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I think the only place for Blind in this national team is a defensive midfielder.
So even if there's a back 5 in the middle of that, wouldn't count as that? Working as that?
You have De Vrij, you have De Ligt, you have Van Dijk, you have Van de Ven, you have Nathan Ake. So we have so many world-class defenders. The only place we are missing world-class players is maybe the midfield. And we know that Blind can perform better as a defensive midfielder. Maybe we will see him against France as a defensive midfielder. But I agree with you. I think Schouten and Reinders can do better if they both play as defensive midfielders against France.
I just hope that we don't see like a repeat of this today, where the three midfielders struggle as a unit together, or one of them has a bad day, a yellow card early on again. Koeman has to figure that out, and he has to get the best out of those players, because today showed that as the tournament progresses, they won't be enough. They won't be good enough. But they were okay today. Scouting in particular, I think, stood out the best. Do you agree with that, Abdul?
Schouten, say it again, sorry?
Do you think he stood out the most out of that midfield in a positive light? Maybe give him a 6.5 out of 10? I don't think he was amazing.
Yes, Schouten wasn't bad today, but usually Schouten is a kind of player that you only find out that he's important when you miss him in the match, you know?
Yeah.
I think he did okay. I don't think it was a bad match for him. So I just hope he gets better, of course, against France. He was good today. 6.5 is fair for him.
So what did you think then going on later in the game? Do you give Koeman some credit for the changes he made? Did we just get a bit lucky? Were you concerned getting later in the game? I said that I was quite nervous. And really, I should have confidence the goal was coming with the changes we were going to make. Then, of course, as I said, we saw Weghorst come on, Memphis and Gakpo went off. How are you feeling at that point?
I was so worried because we had so many spaces in the back, so many open spaces in the back. And that's what made Poland very dangerous in their attacks, you know, in their counter-attacks. And that was the most that worried me. You know, sometimes when you just keep attacking, you suddenly concede a goal. And that happened in the first half, actually. So I was afraid something like that can happen. But when I saw Weghorst coming in, I was hoping, you know, he does what he's really good at, scoring right after he comes in. I was relieved, of course, when the goal came in. I do have to give Koeman so much credit for his changes. He really took some players off where they did not show anything, like Simmons and Verman. Malen added something to the match. Frimpong added something to the match as well. Everybody came in, added something to the match, except for Wijnaldum, actually.
Yeah, that's something that surprises very much. In the commentary in Britain, they were saying that he came on, but didn't really do very much, and he looked quite rusty. It's like, yep, we know. This is what we're used to.
Yeah.
Got a few more live comments. Michael here says that I must be happy. Gets the Dutch and England playing the same day. Yeah, that's right. Always tricky to know where my true allegiance lies. I do think it is the Netherlands, but I'll be pleased to see England tonight win as well, of course. I had a comment back to my comment about Blint, and Mbappe will blow past him. Yeah, I know, but I wasn't going to play him on like the left wing or anything, of course.
Yeah.
QS here trying to give us a bit of a lineup that he thinks here. I'm not sure about bringing Martin in, but I can see the thought behind that. And then we've got Luke saying that I think this is Reinders, maybe an autocorrect here. Reinders looked good in the first half. Glad we got 3 points, but I almost had a heart attack.
Same here, believe me.
Why isn't Gravenberch being used more? Why is Van Eyden playing and Frimpong not the starter? Right back or winger? Koeman's going to cost us. I don't know. I'll give him his credit today. Koeman didn't do too much wrong, actually. And it was just poor finishing. I can't be too critical on him, but I know it was tense. I know it was tricky. Gini takes a defender. Only way that ball gets to Wout, to be honest. Oh, well, the good positive comment here. Does Van Eyden take a defender out of the play to allow Weghorst to score? Well, yeah, he was there. He was a body and he was in the way, I suppose. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I have to bring this, and this has just come in. Chris says Koeman has turned into next Joachim Löw by picking his nose and eating it while the camera's on him. Now, if you haven't seen this, go on to Twitter, go on to X, and go and find that, because it's true. Koeman picks his nose and eats it, and it's in plain sight. It's disgusting.
Yeah, well, if he gets,
I know people say we've all been there, but guys, I have not been there. I don't know about you. It's pretty disgusting. Yeah. Abdul, any last thoughts on the game?
Well, I'm happy, of course, that we won. We all expected a win, but we did not expect it to be that difficult. I think we should have scored very early in the match. If we scored 2 goals from the first few chances we got, then everybody will be praising Koeman. you know, regardless that he was picking his nose. So yeah. But unfortunately, the players let him down with all the chances they wasted in the first 20 minutes. Maybe the match could have been a lot easier, but we made it so difficult for ourselves actually by wasting so many chances. In some part of the match, we had 9 shots on goal, while Poland had only 3. That was all in the first half, I think. So I really hope we don't do that next match. Hopefully, we use our chances and we score from them. And let's just enjoy now the 3 points and hoping that Koeman fixes all the mistakes for Friday's clash against France.
And we can really enjoy France against Austria now with a bit of a relaxed feeling. It doesn't matter what happens in that game. We've got to do our own business and it'll be a nice watch. And I've got to say, I really enjoyed the game too and thought that it was just a welcome return to, you know, competitive, proper football for the Netherlands. And yeah, an exciting win. Our first half enjoyed some of the football. And I'm not here to be too critical today. I think this is about what we can expect. We're in a tournament. Poland are going to be fired up. Lewandowski or not, like he is, they are a good side. The manager has been unbeaten so far since taking over. We've been able to inflict his first defeat. So I can't be too critical. I keep saying it, and I hope that everybody else can feel the same kind of way. Like the tournament, we could be knocked out in the last 16, and we can be critical of Koeman then, but today wasn't one of those days. Apart from, of course, being in Wijnaldum, we don't really want to see him around. I know, but we're stuck with him. We've got 5 midfielders for the whole tournament. So let's see how we go. Okay, we're going to end there then, guys. If you are watching now, you enjoyed this, do give it a like. Subscribe if you are new. We've had lots of new subscribers recently. And we'll be back on Wednesday evening. We're going to be doing a pre-match preview for the Netherlands versus France game. Like we said, a podcast for 2 or 3 days throughout this tournament, as long as it goes on for our run. So we've got a pre-match preview against France. Of course, there'll be a live stream after the France game. We've got a special guest on as well. For the France preview, he's quite a popular journalist. Hope people recognise him when they see him. Yeah, we're really looking forward to it. Thank you everyone for your kind comments. Got another one here about the game. Let's just bring it up quick. We're not necessarily in a rush today, but we've talked plenty about the game. We're doing some more against France. Navin says, I actually like the starting lineup. Frimpong and Van de Ven would have been good second half substitutes, but should have come on earlier. Yep, so sums it up. A few subs could have been a bit earlier. I thought Verbruggen was pretty solid today too. Don't think he had a lot to do, but when he did, he was very solid. I always worry about him being a bit nervous, but actually he confidently dealt with what he had to do today. And I've just found out here that Gakpo was named official man of the match. I don't think I can disagree with it, but Ake was a good shout early from someone. And I can't comment here. Excellent work. Thank you very much. And we hope you enjoyed it, everyone. And Messiah and Dosons wish you a safe journey home, Abdul.
Thank you so much.
King Abdul, as you're now being crowned by everyone watching.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. And I'm really looking forward for the preview on Wednesday.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Okay, everyone. Don't want to end, but I think we will end here. If you haven't watched this live, drop a comment down below. Let us know what you thought of the game, and we'll see you in a few days' time. Hup, Holland, hup.
Hup, Holland, hup.